Hi friends, welcome back to Alaskan Homemaker. I'm Mary. Today we're going to make white chicken lasagna, and I'm doing a double your dinner. That way one is for tonight and one is for the freezer. That way I'll have a backup for when I don't have time to cook. I can still feed my family a good meal. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is, I've got a pot of water boiling on the stove, and right here I've got a 13 by 9 glass pan, and I have a 12 ounce, I believe this is 12 ounces, yes, 12 ounces of lasagna noodles here. So I'm going to open this up. Okay, and I got these organic noodles, so they're not as long as the normal ones, but this is a good way to do your noodles because, you know, usually lasagna noodles don't fit into a pan very good. You have to kind of work them in as they start getting softer. But this way you can just get all of them into your pan and they can soften while you're doing the rest of your prep work on your lasagna. And I kind of alternate them so they're not right on top of each other, so they won't stick together as much. Okay, and now I'm going to grab this boiling water and we're just going to pour that onto our, carefully pour it onto our lasagna noodles. And I have 2 hot pads underneath this 13 by 9 pan because this is really hot. And we want to cover the noodles. Okay, our noodles are covered pretty much. I think there's a little, here's one that needs to go down in there a little bit more. Okay, now they're all covered. Okay, and now I've got a piece of foil here, and we're just going to cover this and seal it up as best as we can. Just be careful because it's going to be hot. And that's going to sit there while we prep the rest of our lasagna and soften up. And I do have it near the sink so that I can easily pour the water off when it's time. Okay, so we're going to get started over here. Oops. On our sauce. We're going to get our burner going on a 4, like a medium high kind of. Well, a little under medium. Okay, we're going to get our 3/4 cup of butter into our pan so it can start melting. This lasagna is so good. It's a nice change of pace from the red sauce. My butter is frozen, so it's going to take a minute to thaw out and melt. While that's melting, I took frozen chopped spinach and I put it in a bowl and microwaved it for about 3 minutes. And you want to go ahead and do that. That way, when it's time, you can squeeze out the extra water and it won't be too hot. The butter's melted. I've got 3/4 cup of flour that we're going to get into our butter. Get that mixed in good. Okay, that's absorbed in there really good. And now I've got 4 cups of chicken broth here. Whisk that up a bit. Okay, and I've got my homegrown garlic puree here from the freezer, and I'm going to get that into there. 1 teaspoon of salt. And 1 teaspoon of basil. I think I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of basil. It already smells really good in here. Okay, our sauce is thickened up and it looks good. And now I've got 3 cups of chopped cooked chicken. I cooked in my Instant Pot today, but I've used rotisserie chicken a lot of times too. It makes it really fast. So any cooked chopped chicken that you've got on hand. So I've got 3 cups. We're gonna get that in there. Okay, and we're going to taste our sauce and see how it's tasting. That's really good. It's perfect. We're going to get our noodles drained. I felt them and they feel soft. So I'm going to try to just pour the water out of this corner. Still very hot, so I'm going to do this carefully. Okay, that looks pretty good. And now we're going to separate our noodles onto a parchment paper. That way they don't stick, hopefully. Looks like this one's stuck a little bit. There we go, we got it. Oops. Ooh, they are hot. There we go. You want to check on them too while they're underneath that foil, just to make sure they don't get too overdone. I like this way of cooking them though. That way you don't have to worry about them trying to fit them down into the pot when they're so long. I think we need a little more parchment paper. You kind of have to do this step while they are still kind of warm, because if you leave them till they cool off, then they'll be really stuck together. These two will be okay right here in the pan. Okay, and while we're here, we're going to go ahead and squeeze out our spinach. It feels like it's cooled off really good. So I just like to take a couple paper towels and right on the paper towel. And then just squeeze as much water as you can out of there. Just open that up and get the spinach in there. We're going to get 2 cups of cottage cheese into this into this bowl. This is a 2-cup measuring cup. I don't really like cottage cheese, but it's really good in lasagna. And I switch back and forth. You can do ricotta too if you like ricotta. I've used both and they both taste really good in this lasagna. Okay, we're going to get that into our bowl. We're going to get our spinach into the bowl. And a 1/2 teaspoon of Redmond's real salt in there. And we're going to put some parsley. We'll just put how much we think looks good. Probably about 2 teaspoons, I think. We'll mix that up. We're going to spray our glass pans. Okay, and now we're going to start assembling. Let's see. We're going to get a scoop of sauce in here. There we go. Okay, and we can't forget the cheese. You can use a mix of cheeses. I've got mozzarella and white cheddar here, but you just use whatever your favorite cheese is. Oh, and I've got Swiss too. I love Swiss in lasagna. So here's some Swiss. Okay, now we're going to get, I think I'm going to get scissors. I always like to use scissors to cut them to the right size. Okay, and now we're going to get, I think I'm going to put a layer of this cottage cheese mixture in each one. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of this chicken mix on here too. Okay, and I think I'm going to put the Swiss cheese on this layer. And another layer of noodles. I think I'm going to go the opposite way this time. Use all these little pieces. And we're going to get some cheese. And this is a mix of white cheddar and mozzarella. I do like to shred my own cheese because it melts so nicely. And I'm going to sprinkle a little parsley on top. That'll make it look nice. Here's our lasagna, and I'm going to, it's still early, it's only like 12:42 right now. So I'm just going to wrap up the one for dinner tonight, and I'm going to get this in the refrigerator. And the one that's going into the freezer, we're going to do one layer of saran wrap. And one layer of foil. And we'll get that labeled. And today's the 23rd. So we'll date that. And then we'll get that onto our lasagna. And then I'm going to let this cool off too all the way before I put it into the freezer. And I'll bring you back tonight when I cook the lasagna so you can see it fresh out of the oven. Here's our delicious white chicken lasagna. Okay, we're going to give our lasagna a try. Ooh, it looks so delicious. Now for the taste test. Ooh, that is so delicious. Y'all are gonna love this recipe. You gotta give this recipe a try. You won't regret it. If you enjoyed this recipe, please give us a like and a subscribe. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a blessed day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.